Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 and something I haven't done in a very long time. This is my Forza Horizon 6 wish list. In today's video, we're throwing away the licenses, throwing away the legal requirements, and talking about the things that we would love to see in the next Forza Horizon game. And if I'm honest, it's probably already too late to be making a video like this. Chances are the developers have already been working on this game for the past 2 years, and if rumors are correct, this game is coming out next year, and that just doesn't leave the developers enough time to take ideas from a wish list video like this and implement them in the game. Not that that really happens anyway. Regardless though, we are gonna do it anyway. I have 8 topics that I want to talk about in today's video. Everything from the location, the barn finds, progression, cars, and much more. Before we get into that though, we do need to thank the sponsor of today's video. Nobody. However, I do quickly want to mention that nothing in this video is confirmed just yet. Forza Horizon 6 isn't even confirmed just yet, so don't take anything I'm saying too seriously. When we did this back in the day, I think I just got lucky and got like 2 things right on my wish list that were actually in the game. These aren't even predictions, so it's more just a fun chat. Let's see what happens. And as always, I would love to hear some of your guys' wish list things for the next Forza Horizon game. So leave some of those in the comments section down below, and maybe I'll make another video like this in the future. Without further ado, though, let's begin. Number 1, actual progression. I'm pretty sure it's well documented at this point that the majority of players, at least it seems like, aren't super happy with the whole high superstar thing every single time you start up the game and kind of want a more earned experience. I mean, I get it. It's 2023 and everybody deserves a gold medal for putting a disc into their Xbox and clicking the play button. Myself personally, and probably some of you guys watching this video, want an experience that's almost a little bit more authentic and grassroots and maybe even a little bit more realistic. I don't want to start the game in a Corvette with a wide body kit. Start me off with something slow, inexpensive that will teach me how to actually drive. And as time goes on, we can learn how to drive faster and faster cars. I felt like I had to talk about progression since it's such a big thing for me, and I really hope the developers address it in the next game, but everybody's kind of already spoken about it, so let's talk about something different. Barn find. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you probably already know how much I love barn finds. I love coming into a new Forza game, exploring the map, and finding these rare vehicles hidden away in barns. Picture this. There are 10 barn finds scattered around the map. 5 of those barn finds work the way they have in previous games, where you get a barn find room where you turn up to the barn, the mechanic takes it back to the shop, you get it added to your garage, lovely stuff, everybody's very happy. Those other 5 barn finds though, those have a bit of a twist. You get the barn find room where you turn up at the barn, you open up the doors, and waiting for you in the barn is an old Nissan drift car. A super special car, but it's missing an engine and a gearbox. And usually the mechanic would just take it back to the shop and fix it up. But this is such a specialized car, you need to take it to a specialized person who knows how to work on these things. Picture this, for example. Your mechanic says, I don't know how to fix this thing. You're gonna have to find another way. You suddenly get a phone call from another character who says, I actually know a guy who used to drift these things back in the day. You should contact them and see if they can help you. You go to their place. They're working on this old drift car. They help you repair the engine and the gearbox. And along the way, you figure out there's a little bit of lore there where this person who's repairing your car used to drift against the car that you found in the barn. Suddenly you do 2 things. 1, make the map feel more alive. You've suddenly gone to a new area of the map that you might not have otherwise gone to. And you've added in this new character who you can bring back and introduce for other things. And to be honest, if you wanted to take it even a step further than that, suddenly that character could be like, hey, I really need this part. Go out to this shop all the way over here. Could you buy that part for me? Bring it back to me. Kind of stuff like that to make the barn finds feel a little bit more alive. I would love an enhanced barn find system. Let's move on to the next thing though. Walking around. Forza Horizon 4 added the ability to purchase houses and customize your character. And in Forza Horizon 5, the developers have finally given us the opportunity to take our characters out of the car for photos. I think it only makes sense that the next logical step is for Forza Horizon 6 to give us the ability to walk around key locations, whether that be houses and being able to walk around the interior of houses, or in garages in those houses, and you would have the ability to place special cars in them like you were able to do in Test Drive Unlimited, or if you could walk around festival locations and kind of explore the festival itself. Side note, the developers could also pull a Fortnite and have like an actual concert in Forza Horizon, which would be so sick as well. And finally, I would love to see the developers bring back car meets that we initially had, I think it was in Forza Horizon 2, that allowed players to just rock up to certain locations on the map and park their cars. It would be so cool to have that same system back, but with the ability to walk around and check out people's cars properly. Let's move on to the next point though, car customization. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I could talk about car customization for probably about 2 to 3 business days, so I'm only gonna mention a couple of key points here from myself and from some of you guys that mentioned some really cool things over on the AR12 Discord server. A big one that you guys actually mentioned a whole bunch on the Discord server was branded car parts. Fun fact, this was actually a feature in the original Forza Motorsport. You could actually choose branded tires in that game. And I would love to see that come back for Forza Horizon 6, being able to choose your tire manufacturer, whether that be like a Falcon, a Toyo Tires, a Michelin, whoever. Just having tire letters on the side of cars would look awesome. A lot of you guys also wanted to see branded exhaust for certain cars, and branded suspension would also be really cool. On that same sort of notion, I would love to see the developers bring back race weight reduction actually having a visual impact on your car. It was actually a thing back in Forza 3 or Forza 4, where if you did race weight reduction, your passenger seat would actually disappear. And if you had rear seats, those would disappear. It was a super cool feature, and I'd love for them to bring it back. And the last thing I'll say about car customization, I would love the developers to implement a system where you could import SVG logos the same way you can in Gran Turismo. And if the developers don't want to go that far, I would love to see them add new tools to the existing paint booth. Whether that be things like adding a one-click gradient or things like stroke and shadow options, that type of stuff would be awesome. You can kind of see what I mean here on Photoshop. It's just one click to add a stroke or a shadow to your image. I would love stuff like that in Forza Horizon. Let's move away from the car customization though and into the location. I'm not even gonna begin to open up the can of worms for where I want this game to take place. What I think though we can all agree on is people just want bigger, more diverse maps that include more key points of interest. I trust the developers are going to do a great job making the map regardless of whatever country, city, state, wherever it ends up taking place. I know they're going to do a good job representing that place. I would only say though, I would love to see more key points of interest, whether it be things like mud kickers from FH4, the construction site from FH3, and even driving around the docks in FH2 was so much fun, and I really hope the developers give us more of those places in FH6. On the same sort of topic as the location, I really hope the developers continue with seasons and actually do them in a good way. I complained about it bitterly in Forza Horizon 4, but I really want snow back for Forza Horizon 6. However, I hope the developers treat snow a little bit differently than they did before. In Forza Horizon 4, the roads were always wet, it was always gross and gray, and it just kind of looked ugly. Yeah, that is the case in the winter a lot, but I hope that certain areas, if snow is gonna come back, certain areas on the map would be paved perfectly. If there's a racetrack, for example, you could always treat it as, oh, the racetrack's got like a heated road under it that melts all of the snow instantly. Snow actually tossed in such a fun, unique driving experience combined with like ice and black ice. I really do miss stuff like that from Forza Horizon 4, so hopefully it comes back. I also want to talk about game modes in Forza Horizon 6 because I think the developers have so much potential here to really do something special. I would love to see the developers introduce elimination races, for example, where the person in last place, whether that be every 30 seconds, was eliminated from the race, or at the end of every lap was eliminated from the race. Stuff like that. Super fun, basic racing stuff from back in the day. I'd love to see that. I'd also love to see like timed races against the AI. That'd be so much fun. And drifting with the AI. would be a lot of fun as well. I'd also love to see the developers embrace some of their older game modes that they have featured in older games, like Cat and Mouse, and maybe introduce some other ones using some of the props that are already in the game, like obstacle courses that you have to navigate and solve on the fly. And I'm just gonna take it one step further because this is a wish list video and that's the whole point of them. The developers have been teasing us for years. I really hope they bring back car soccer from Forza Motorsport 4. In Forza Horizon 5, we have a soccer ball and a football stadium. How is there no car soccer? Like, I don't understand. Last but not least, point number 8, let's talk about online. I don't know if it's just me, but I would love to see more than 12 players in a lobby. Chances are Forza Horizon 6 is probably going to be using a very similar system to Forza Horizon 5, so chances are we're probably going to be stuck with 12 people again. But I would love to see the developers up that limit if possible. I would also love the developers to give us the ability to create an actual private lobby with key elements of control. Being able to choose things like the weather, the traffic, the season, stuff like that would be so awesome. And at the same time, also giving us races with key control. Kind of like how Forza Motorsport does it right now. Being able to choose things like a horsepower limit, a car year limit, or being able to go and choose like maps on or maps off for everybody, damage on, damage off for everybody. Stuff like that would be so cool in Horizon. So there you go. Those are just some of my thoughts for Forza Horizon 6. That is my wish list. Will any of this stuff come true? Probably not. I mean, I'd love it too, but probably not. Hopefully you enjoyed this video though. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to nobody for sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.